What's going on, YouTube? Today I'm going to show you guys how to replace your battery in your Mazda CX-5. So your battery is going to be located right here on the driver's side towards the rear of the engine bay. Can't miss it. There's your positive cable, your negative cable, and we have the battery brace right here. Before we remove this, we're going to go ahead and remove either your positive or your negative terminal, just in case if this was to still connected to the vehicle or for whatever reason it slips out of your hand and touches one of these, touches the positive mainly. We don't want it to spark or cause injury or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove one of those, and then we'll take the bracket off. And to remove the battery post is going to be a 10mm socket, and for the bracket, that is also held on by two 10mm bolts. So all you're going to need is a small ratchet and a 10mm socket. I'm going to go ahead and remove the positive, and you just want to push it away somewhere that it's not going to pop back up and hit the terminal. And then now I'm going to remove the negative and then just tuck that behind it. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the bracket. You have the two 10mm bolts. There's one right here where my finger is, and then this other one here. While you're doing this, you just want to use one hand to hold the rod, your bracket rod, so it doesn't fall down. And then you're going to pull that one out, and it has a little J hook right here that hooks from the bottom. And then you got your 10mm. We're going to do the same thing to the other side here. And sometimes you can just loosen it just enough that the J hook will come undone. You actually don't have to remove the whole thing, just like that. But it kind of helps to just loosen it all the way up to the top, so that when you go to reinstall it, it's a little easier to get it in there and hook it from the bottom. All right, so now the battery is free. It can be pulled out. If your battery has a little handle, you're just going to grab it and support it from here so you don't damage any of the connections here, the computer, the PCM. And you're just going to lift up and pull it out. Now the battery has a like a heat shield kind of thing, insulation that goes around it. You take it off the battery and then put this onto the new battery that you got. I'm going to show you guys something real quick. So down here, where you have these three things where my fingers are, they're like three little flare kind of things. The plastic piece. So if you feel under it, that's where the J hooks clamp onto, is right down under here. And you just got to wiggle it into place. All right, just make sure everything's good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the bracket on first. So you got your bracket with your J hook. You're gonna look down under and make sure that it hooks under it. And it goes right onto the plastic. And before you tighten it, you're gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the other side. don't know if you guys can see under there. If I move my big hand. So taking the J-hook and I'm going to put it right under that plastic piece there so it hooks on. Now it's hooked. So I'm going to hold it in place and then tighten up the bolt. You don't want to tighten it too much, because now you see when I tighten it, what it does to the other side is it lifts it up. So now I need to go back and make sure that this one is placed under there again. So it's just about balancing it out and making sure that they're both hooked on there. So it doesn't need to be super tight, just hand tight is fine. And you can see it's not moving anywhere. You don't need to crank down on it because all it's going to do is crush the battery. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is just reconnect the battery terminals. You want to make sure that all your doors, your courtesy lights, everything are off. Your doors are closed before you reattach your cables, because if there is a battery draw to it, then it will spark. And just make sure that it goes all the way down. And it is on there good. If you don't have a good connection, you will still continue to have battery issues. And then now we're just going to go ahead and tighten it back up. Again, you don't want to crank it down because you're going to end up stripping your connections here. You just want to tighten it, hand tight, until it just gets a little snug. And then just check it, try to wiggle it back and forth, and if it doesn't move, you're perfectly fine just like that. This is the important part. When you get in your vehicle, do not put your foot on the brake. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna hit the start button. So that says ignition on. Give it a couple seconds. Go ahead and hit it one more time. You're gonna let the lights, everything come on. Give it a couple seconds here. Now what you're doing in this stage is you're just kind of letting the computer wake up and let it do a systems check with the new battery. And then once that happens, so now go ahead and put your foot on the brake and go ahead and start it up. And if you just jump in the vehicle, put your foot on the brake and hit the start button, you do run the risk of maybe getting a check engine light or something else malfunctioning. Alright, now that that is done with the battery replacement, one thing you're going to notice is the automatic window feature no longer works. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and pull up until the window closes. You're going to release it, and then you're going to hold it in the up position. You're going to go ahead and do that for about 5 seconds. You may hear a little click, and then now it works. Now if you have any other auto windows, you're gonna have to repeat the process for the other windows as well. This one is only the driver's side window, so we only need to reset it for that one. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Hope this video helps you out, doesn't leave you stranded. Now you know how to replace the battery by yourself.